Hello and welcome to the Daily Dominion for December 9th, 2024. We've got base and Interlands as our base dual set day for Monday. Chapel. So we got trashing. The draw is stables, which makes that a little bit awkward. Let's see. We've got plus buy. We've got... That's like a decent amount of payload that's doesn't require draw. Like in theory, we could play like some kind of vassal deck, though that gets pretty awkward once we start greening, and we're not going to be able to like mega turn on that. Develop is interesting. We're definitely not going to skip Chapel. And I suppose from that standpoint, we might as well just take a Chapel here and think further. But what are the approaches here? So like Trader, as bad as it is, would enable us to gain silvers that we can essentially like use as replacements for the coppers that we trash if we wanted to go for stables draw. That's still not an amazing payload by any means, but it's all right. The other thing that Trader does, for what it's worth, we can turn the Chapel into silvers. Not the most important thing, but it's something. I think in general the build here is going to be pretty slow because like the only, well, I guess there is develop. There is develop. Can we do anything interesting with develop? Yeah, unfortunately, developing silvers is not appealing because we have to take chapels or estates. If it wasn't for that, well, no, that's not the right way to say it. If there was like a workshop or something where we could gain 4s and then turn them into 3s and 5s, that would certainly look better. I mean, we still buy the 4s, but it's still slow. A deck that just plays a bunch of stables and gets some silvers and some festivals is going to be able to, like, you know, double province, and that's fine. Like, by doing the trader thing. Vassal festival stuff, I don't think is really going to perform any better than that. And possibly worse, like, once it starts greening. So I guess overall I'm more inclined towards that trader option. But the question in my mind remains, like, can we incorporate develop into that strategy? We don't necessarily have to decide that right now. Opening with a trader, if we're going that route, is not actually insane, I don't think, but I probably would just open with poacher either way. So maybe we just go ahead and do that, and then see how this goes. 2-5, huh? Well, hard to ask for better on that turn. Now the question is, do we take a festival? Stables is going to help us like line stuff up better, but our deck is already pretty small. It's going to get smaller. I think I might value the festival more at this point. Although, like I say, if we take a stables first and we see it, I mean, it only increases our hand size to 6, but one of those. So we've got 8 cards in our deck right now. We'll have 9 cards. One of those cards is Poacher. That would cycle. I mean, it certainly shouldn't be hard to hit 5 again for a festival if we take the stables first. So maybe that is better. Yeah, I think so, actually. Okay. So we have stables double copper down there. Hmm. If we were to fully trash here, we would not have much money left in our deck at all. I don't think that can be the play. Then the question is, do we trash anything? Or do we just take Festival? I think... I mean, we could trash like 2 coppers and buy a silver. Yeah. We're probably not going to get to take advantage of the +5 from Festival next turn either, even if we see it realistically. So I think, yeah, I think we go for that. All right. Let me trash 2 more. Get our festival. We have 7 coins. We could just trash 2, buy another festival, then we have 7 again next turn. Then we could consider getting the trader. I mean, we overdrew by 1 here, so we could also consider doing something like that now. Go like... I mean, do we want to think about develop? Getting the 3s is just not going to work that well if we're not playing the Vassal deck is the problem. I think I like getting the last of the coppers out of the deck. Now we just do Trader Silver, I guess. Oh, come on. Alright, well we can buy a stables and get net 2 more silvers as well. Which seems fine. And find the other stables. I guess that's alright, we've got it on top. Go ahead and trash this. This should be Stables Throne Room, I think. Buying stables, but they have no copper, and I think they have like maybe 1 silver. I don't know. I think we go ahead and throne the stables. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're not playing this trader this turn. We got enough silver in our deck. For now. Unstables. We could consider taking a province already. Just to like leverage our full 12 coins, but we could also just go triple stables. I think that's better. And now we can potentially add more silver to the deck. And maybe we can actually threaten triple province. Well, not like that we can't. Always the risk, I suppose. Thanks, stables. Honestly, I'm still inclined to take another stables, though, because we've got this trader. We're going to be able to get, like, more silver into the deck, so... We could even take a couple silvers just right now, off of, like, copper buys. Yeah, it's reasonable, I guess. Yeah, the stables did nothing. Okay, so we trader silvers. We can not quite draw everything. We have 8 silvers in our deck and 7 stables. It's 14, so 18, 19, 20, 21. We could hit triple province here, but I think we just do that. Get 1 more stables. And 2 provinces. Okay, so if we have a good turn here, we can triple now the extra stables. Just throne the draw. All right. Do we actually have enough? Why is it? Oh, because we had a couple provinces to our deck, but we had 21 coins last time. So if we can draw, like, and we had an unplayed stables, we should have 12. This is a silver. So 16, the 2 provinces, 17, 18, 19. But then we trash one of these and we go down to 17. And then we draw 3 more. We're a coin short? Why would that be? Why would that be? I mean, I guess we're fully drawing exactly now. Oh, no, that's not true. The poacher has this token here, and it makes me think of relic deck, but it's actually discard. Which is actually awkward, but yeah, unfortunate. That doesn't make sense to take more silver on then. We just end up. So if we go double province duchy, we lose to province duchy estate. We do have a lot of draw though. Like our deck should be more resilient to greening. I'm wondering about like. I mean, province double duchy is would probably work fine, but we go like double duchy. I mean, we're gonna move away from our ability to. Well, not if we get a throne room. But also, I was thinking about cartographer. Maybe throne room is better. Province duchy. All right, so we just need to hit double province. Annoying. I mean, that is the thing about this deck, I suppose. I'll go ahead and take an estate. Oh my god. Are you fucking serious? That's so. Ugh. I mean, you really couldn't get a worse shuffle than that, I don't think. I'm gonna save the throne room in case we need to play it on festival. I mean, we kind of do need to play it on festival, right? Do we? That's so fucked. That's so. Great. What the fuck? Why? Maybe I should be buying copper. And fuck that. That's so ridiculous. Oh, god damn it, Stables. Come on. Like, they managed to dud less with their frickin' Vassal deck? Unbelievable. They had 2 stables and no treasures in their deck. Like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to just go for, like, when did I... Was the triple duchy turn? That was the turn I just hardcore whiffed. Yeah, this turn, I buy double duchy province. They did end up buying province duchy, which would have been a tie. I mean, maybe I was supposed to do that, or maybe I was just supposed to take 3 duchies right there. Could have also taken like 1 province, double duchy province. And there were 2 provinces left, and they take province duchy, and then I don't know. It's like, I mean, maybe this distribution isn't quite right. Maybe I needed actually more silvers in my deck, but I just the number of duds that I had here was absurd. Like, fucking shit. Where exactly did that start? We had, that was a good turn. Here we just, yeah, we drew, like, here we had that happen. And then this turn, you know, we did was good. This turn was good. We're like, okay, well, we'll play around their capabilities, which should have been worse. It was like, I would maintain that the AI's deck was worse, but then we get nothing here, we get nothing here. We actually have a good turn here, but not good enough. We get nothing here. Like, that is... There's no way that we're expected to dud that often. That is like 3 out of 4 turns? Like, what? That is so ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. I'm so mad. Oh my god. Like, this isn't even like the sort of thing where I'm like, oh, I should go back and test and see, like, you know, what could I have done differently? Because I don't really think, like, I mean, maybe other than like gaining some more silvers or coppers at some point to like, but I don't know. When would we have done that anyway? Like, we had 3 buys in our deck, right? So, like, we weren't going to do it here. We weren't going to do it here. We weren't going to do it here. I mean, maybe we shouldn't have taken the estate. I was thinking we're probably not going to shuffle again, and then did. But I find it hard to call this a mistake, and obviously it wouldn't have affected this turn anyway. Oh, I might have overcounted the number of bad turns because I was looking at like the, well, no, like, yeah, this was a bad turn, and this, obviously that was a bad turn, but I was, yeah. Yeah, it's just. I mean, I could have bought a copper here, but what would that have even done? Like, because this turn, it may, would it have helped here? I guess maybe. Oh, we actually had a trader, so we could have bought a or gotten a silver. I mean, I really don't think this would do anything, but once again, it's like we need to throne the festival. Probably good that does. We don't even hit triple duchy this time. For no, just because the shuffle changed. Which means so we can this. Oh, well, they didn't actually get the. Oh, maybe that was the mistake. We did have another throne room that, in theory, we could have. Okay, hold on. Yeah. I forgot that I had a second throne room that I could hit on the festival, although this doesn't exactly look any better. We just got further through the shuffle. What even what even happened here? I don't even know. Well, now we surely thrown the draw. Although I guess we didn't. Well, I was gonna say we didn't need to, but then again, maybe we did because we didn't have more than the 2 silvers. I don't know. All of that while we did. Jesus. That is. Yeah, it's still. I don't know. It's like. I mean, I guess the deck falls apart. It's remarkable that we can draw that many cards and still only hit 8 there, because we're like. I guess we're just drawing that much green. I don't know. We didn't have like any stables left over, but like we had. Duchy, province, state, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green cards in hand. That is a lot. But again, like, they have all these green cards, and all they have in their deck is a bunch of vassals. Like, how? What? Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think the bigger issue is like, I mean, I backed up a little bit because I was like, oh, I could have played this better, but evidently it wasn't going to matter. The bigger issue was the stuff like back, here when I didn't have as many green cards in my deck, and it was just like, I mean, we were like this turn, we'd already emptied the stables. Oh, well, not quite. We got like one more stables, and then like that was like this was like a weirdly bad turn. Where I think we had a bunch of stables in hand. Stables draws 3 stables, yeah. So this turn was really, and so like maybe we were supposed to play like back here. Maybe we're supposed to do this. And then we buy 3 stables. How many stables do we have? 1, 2, 3. Well, there were 5 left. Did they already have 2 stables? They did. So we have 6. So we do have another one down there. Okay, that was what I was trying to figure out. So do we want to throne the festival? I mean, I guess so. It does as much as throning the stables would. I guess throning poacher is slightly better if we're not going to use the buys. But maybe we are. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2021 if we throw in the festival, and then we go like maybe we trash the silver, we're down to 19, and we go double stables province. That's only 18. It'd also be double province stables. Maybe that's better. Wait, do we not have enough to? We don't have enough to go that. Okay, hold on. I think we do that. And that. I only got 1 province this time. Oh, he ended. We have 12. I think we go province throne room then. These stables that they have are so insane. It's like, oh god, here we go. Do we throne the poacher? We saw a festival last turn, so we don't have a festival down there. Shuffle. 1, 2, 3 stables, 4 stables, 5, 6, 7 stables. So you still have another stables down here? Might need to throw in the poacher. Annoying. He did not. He did throw in the poacher. I mean, well, as it turned out, but it was correct to do so. Six, 7, 8. All right, so this is the last stables. We probably need to throw in that because otherwise you leave 2 cards out in our deck as it is. Throw in the stables. 6 cards in the discard. We draw one of them, we draw 3 of them. I guess it's the same. That's annoying. I guess as an argument, well, we get more money out of drawing with the stables if we want to just go for like triple province. I don't know if we get there. Nope. Taking one more throne room increases the likelihood of a stables dead. Oh, if they hit double province, they win. I guess we're going double duchy. Again, I think we should believe in our deck to be better at putting green into it, even though last time that wasn't really validated. As a cartographer. Well, that is a card that is nice for your deck, but oh wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we have a bunch of stables down here. Okay. Wait, that was wrong, wasn't it? Supposed to play poacher first. We're not discarding these silvers into the shuffle. All right, so now we can take another silver. I guess. Yeah, this is going a lot more smoothly. To what extent that's because we have the extra silvers versus just because the draw has worked out better, it's hard to say. Wow. I guess I did get to find a cartographer and set that up. Still pretty surprising. Eventually, we're going to make forward progress here. There it is. All right, so yeah, I don't know. I still think what I did should have been fine, but I can accept that there were flaws in it. I mean, I was trying to keep it where I could draw the whole deck, but maybe that was just never a realistic proposition. I definitely don't think that playing like the vassal approach here is better than playing the stables approach. But yeah, I can believe that I balanced that incorrectly. It's usually not. I mean, part of what makes this tricky is that you usually don't get to just take 8 stables. Like that's pretty rare. And like you're also usually not doing it from the perspective of having that much control over how many treasures are in your deck. But I say that much control, but at the same time, like with the trader, it's like turning 1 silver into 3 silvers increases the number by 2. So in some ways, you don't have like super fine control over it. But just in the sense that we get to fully trash down with Chapel, like that isn't usually the kind of situation where you're playing for stables draw. I mean, I think it makes sense to here, but like a lot of the time, the reason you're doing it is because you can't get rid of your coppers, or can't get rid of all of your coppers, or can't get rid of them very quickly, or what have you. So yeah. And I mean, I can definitely believe that I was not calibrated on the stables to treasure balance as a consequence of that. And maybe it's something along the lines of like, it's fine for it to be about even before you green, but then as soon as you start greening, it really needs to be more. But you're not going to have the opportunity to increase the density like while you're greening, so you have to do it before, something along those lines. Yeah, and like the throne room thing makes it even more awkward actually, because where normally it would be fine to just like put some more like poachers into the deck, put a cartographer into the deck. I mean, not necessarily that that's what you want, like the most high priority thing to be doing, but like, you could do it. But with throne room, if you throne a stables and you don't already have the treasures in hand, then any other card will get in the way. So you have to be careful about that too. That didn't really come up for me. What came up for me was just having bunches of stables grouped together with no treasures. But yeah, I mean, you could do some math to figure out what the odds were of drawing those hands. It wasn't like I was setting up bad shuffles or anything like that. So it was all just down to RNG in that respect. And certainly, like, it would have been very possible for the deck to just work and like win the game easily, like the first time through. Like it did, like obviously that other stuff was possible, but it was like certainly it didn't. That was by no means like guaranteed to happen. I don't know how likely it was. It didn't seem likely to, especially didn't seem likely for it to happen as often as it did, and it still was like, the game was still within reach. So that's part of the reason I feel like, I mean, okay, granted the AI built the vassal deck wrong. Like having 2 stables in the deck and no treasures makes absolutely no sense. I have no idea what that was about. Like it's like the AI opened stables chapel, and then it built this vassal deck, and it's like if that's your plan, like why are you opening stables? Open festival or even cartographer. I mean, I think it should be festival. Like like festival chapel is not generically as good of an opening for sure, because you're less likely to collide your chapel with the stuff that you want to trash. But it just makes, like, if you're planning to build a deck with no treasures in it, it just makes absolutely no sense to open stables. Like that's ridiculous. So in fairness, the AI didn't build that deck as well as it could have. But I also still think that like that deck has like less upside and is more brittle. Like it's slower to add payload because you have to actually do it through your buys every time. That's part of the reason, it's like as weak as Trader is in general, like turning 1 silver into 3 silvers gives you 4 coins of payload for 1 action and no buys. Whereas like if you need to buy another vassal, right, you have like a festival that you play that gives you 2 coins and a buy. That's not by itself not enough to get another vassal, let alone another festival. So like it's definitely slower. Now I guess the the flip side with the silvers is that, like, you know, you're not necessarily going to be like playing all those silvers all the time. And you do need to get the stables as well. Like you need to get draw. So, you know, whereas the vassal deck doesn't really play with draw, so it can just go directly for the payload. But it's still, I think, still overall like faster. And to go with the stables thing, and then on top of that, like I said, it should be more resilient to greening, although obviously didn't really play out that way first time through. But like, you know, vassal discarding green cards is, I mean, at least it gets the green card out of the way, but it's still pretty bad. Yeah. So, I mean, every time you do that, it's just a terminal silver, right? Instead of like a conspirator or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I guess I've learned something about stables. I don't know, and it's also possible that like it would have actually been better to stop earlier with the building and like green sooner. Like be like, oh, I have like 6 stables. That's good enough. I'll green now. I don't know, like off the top of my head, mathematically, whether the deck. But I guess it does make sense that like the more stables and more treasures you have in the deck, the more ways there are to build a stables dud, by either having a bunch of stables and no treasures or having a bunch of treasures and no stables. So in that sense, it probably is better to like have it be smaller. Obviously, it also reduces your upside. So like, and the smaller the deck is in terms of the stables and treasures, like the bigger the amount of space that the green cards you're adding takes up. So like that's the trade-off. But like maybe there is an argument for not building as big. And obviously, like we never got to triple province, so you know, how important is it to be able to hit like double province plus? Maybe not very important, because you know, at that point I'm like, there's not really components that I even am that interested in adding to my deck. So but I mean, it's nice to have the option to be able to hit like double province duchy, but it's like you get basically like one crack at that, and then it's like no more. But anyway, yeah, I mean, in theory, Cartographer would help with that too. Like if you can find and discard green cards with the right timing, but it's very hit and miss, and it's a lot of like investment to pick up Cartographers for that purpose. So if you had like a better gainer on this board, and I don't know, like maybe you can find a way to make it work with develop, but I'm really skeptical, because like it's like it's slow, and like the 3 costs don't like, it's like, I mean, I guess you could be taking silvers off of develop, but I don't know. I mean, I'd be interested to see if somebody could do like a cool develop thing here, but I'm not really feeling it myself. You definitely don't want to do it with like the vassal deck, because you just have so little control over what's going on. Although I guess in theory, develop top decking a card that you know you're going to vassal into is nice, but like at the start of the next turn, when you just have develops in there and you're like, you know, oops, I don't have any good develop targets or whatever, like I don't know, that seems really brittle to me, but maybe I just lack the vision. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.